A group of our people are trying to create a new homeworld. Sela's capital city has erupted into fighting since she disappeared. So-called saviors struggle for power, and new ones rise and fall every day. We are witnessing the end days of an empire. I belong to a group of Romulans who, like you, want to survive. With our leader, Datan, we are throwing off the shackles of our past. We reject secrecy and deceit in favor of democracy and cooperation. In creating a new world, we will remake our culture. We have found a planet we called Mol Rihan, New Romulus in our mother tongue. It can be ours, but we have much to do before we can truly call it home. Our government has authorized me to ask you for assistance. Our people have been in strife for too long. Can you look past our history and help us build a new world? You'll have my support.
We have the strength now. With the help of Starfleet and the Empire, we could destroy what's left of the Tal Shiar. We would be safe. We would be free.
There are too few of us left to fight amongst ourselves. Military action should be our last option.
I don't see how talking to them will be enough. But I'm a warrior, not a politician. If my people are to find a home here, there must be a leader capable of building a new future, of looking past our differences to find harmony. You are that leader, Datan.
Since I was a child hiding in the sewers of the capital with the reunificationists, I have worked toward the day when the Romulans would once again walk beside their Vulcan brothers and sisters. Before that can happen, we need to rebuild. We need a home to replace what was lost, to see past our grief and find acceptance. We need to reconcile with the Remans and end the centuries of strife and oppression. The fate of both our peoples rests here. We either create a new homeworld out of the ashes, or we wither and die. Thank you for agreeing to assist us. I'm grateful that both the Federation and the Empire have temporarily put aside their differences to help create a new Romulus. This proves that unification is possible, both for my people and for yours. We're building a new home here. Romulans and Remans can't continue on like nothing has changed. Everything is different. We are a changed people. The loss of Romulus wounded us greatly, but that wound will not be fatal. There is a great deal of work to do before we can truly call this our new home, but with your help, I know Mol Rihan, or New Romulus in your language, will someday be as great as what we lost. Kylor is in charge of the staging area. He can give you more information about what we need. There's much to do, and little time. We left our first home to remain free. We lost our adopted home to treachery. May this world be the home we have sought for so long, a place where our descendants can live in peace.
Thank you for coming to New Romulus. Since the destruction of the Romulan homeworld, Romulan space has been unstable. We have done our best to keep the situation contained, but as Kayla said, an unpredictable enemy is the most dangerous foe. The Romulans have been blinded by pain and rage, lashing out at anyone who is foolhardy enough to approach. Normally, we would not concern ourselves with yet another attempt to reunify the Romulan people like Datan is doing here. The High Council, however, sees this one differently. Datan has managed to gain the support of the Remans, something we ourselves are still working to do. Datan has strength of conviction, and he does not want to build a military empire. In short, he does not want to be our enemy. We have a chance here to cut the head off of the snake. If the Romulans change their ways, we will have eliminated one of our most dangerous enemies without a single blow. There was once a time when our people and the Romulans were allies. It could happen again, with your help. I look forward to working with the Romulan Republic.
Let me brief you on the situation here. We're building a new city here, at the site where people first landed on this world more than 2,000 years ago, after the Sundering. Our Riemann friends will take the lower levels, where they can feel most at home. We'll use the staging area as a landing site for shuttlecraft and a place to coordinate construction and future shipping. Many of our records were lost with the homeworld. But what we do have indicates that there was a battle here before the colony ships left to find Romulus.
You found what could be
The Sword of the Raptor Star, one of our most revered artifacts.
here on this world.
There's still much we need to learn about this world and its inhabitants. This creature, for example, how did it adapt to the radiation that until recently made this world unsuitable for colonization? Recent scans are showing the radiation falling into manageable levels. With modern technology and your assistance, this should be a place where the Romulan and Riemann people can thrive for generations to come. We've found ruins that date back to the Sundering, and beneath them, signs of what may be a much older civilization. Who lived here eons ago? What happened to them? We're doing what we can, but we can't do it alone. If you're here to help, I'll get you started.
There's a lot of things that need to be done and not enough hands to do the work. My job is to organize volunteers, so grab a spanner or collect reports and volunteer already. You might even get that fancy uniform a little dusty. Dirty work is honest work. Greetings. I am currently examining radiation that we have extracted from the planet. You can scan radiation anomalies to find out more about their structure, but you'll only have a minute to do so. Thank you for collecting these reports for me. Here is a science report. Thank you for gathering all of those reports. If you have time, if you collect more, that would be very helpful. Thank you. I know this may not seem like much, but everything you can do contributes to Mol Rion. As the Klingons say, the first city wasn't built in a day.
I received reports of Tal Shiar spying on new Romulans. Not a surprise, but we need to stay cautious. Most recently, I've acquired a recording that has actionable information. I'd like for you to follow up on it.
Begin message playback. I don't have a lot of time. I've hidden a recording near where you first arrived to New Romulus. Find it. End message playback. Sir, this seems to be a recording taken from hidden cameras within the capital city itself. There's a message on it. It's addressed specifically to you.
I'll be going now, unless you need anything else. Do you want me to bring you something to eat?
No, no, thank you. I'll see you in the morning.
Proconsul, may we speak?
How did you get in here?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sub-Commander Kiana, and I represent certain individuals interested in the future of the Romulan people.
Don't patronize me. You mean the Tal Shiar.
If you want to be blunt, yes.
What do you want, Sub-Commander?
An agreement that will benefit us both. You agree to allow us to advise you on the governing of this colony, and in return we will do all we can to assist you with any complications that may arise.
You want to play Kingmaker. I'm no king, and deals made in the dark never end well. If you want to open negotiations, contact my office during business hours.
You know as well as I do that would be pointless. There's too much bad blood, and the Federation and the Klingons would never agree. I'd be lucky to leave the negotiations alive. Hakiv's death and the disappearance of the Empress has left my organization at loose ends. The Tal Shiar needs a strong leader. You have the trust of the Klingons, Starfleet, the Remans. Just imagine what you could do with our help.
Are you trying to bribe me?
Merely presenting options. A wise man would see that this is his best, his only option.
I was instructed by the wisest of men, Sub-Commander. Spock taught me that openness and truth have more power than secrets. I want all Romulans to unite, even the Tal Shiar. But it can only happen in the light of day.
I'll give you time to reconsider. We have similar goals to Tan. You want to rebuild Romulan power. So do we. Think about it. We will speak again.
Computer, give me everything we have on the Tal Shiar.
Who do you think left us that recording? Whoever it was, it's obviously someone who wants us to know everything that's going on behind the scenes. No matter what the motivations were for releasing this recording, it's good to know that the Tan is not siding with the Tal Shiar. We should probably submit this recording to headquarters. Lieutenant Teninga in the warehouse contacted me. The colony is having supply issues, and the source of them may be a Ferengi contractor they hired to manage the supply lines. We think having a neutral party like you would help defuse the conflict. Would you be willing to sort this out?
Teammate, report to the loading docks.
Jolan True, We appreciate you taking an interest in our affairs. Right now, we're having a supply problem. There's a Ferengi trader here named Madran who seems quite capable of making a profit, but less than capable of keeping an accurate track of our shipments. I've tried talking to him, but he seems to treat any conversation as a type of negotiation, and I'm hesitant to escalate this problem to Datan's attention. Kyler suggested that we use a third party to help us work out a solution. Would you be willing to speak to him on our behalf? Maybe you can get through to him. Of course, I'll let you know what we find.
Safety gear must be worn at all times.
You again? Last time I saw you, I had a sweet little mining business on Hifar, and some information brokering on the side. Now, all of that's gone. The mine, the intel, everything. I'm lucky I still have a tooth sharpener. Get out before I call security!
We came to talk to you about some irregularities with your supply manifest.
Let me guess. Lieutenant Tenenk is complaining again. I stand by my paperwork and my inventory. It's not my fault if the Romulans can't count. They don't have the lobes for business. Look, you can review the cargo manifests yourself and match them to the supplies in the crates, but I'm sure a big important officer in the Klingon Defense Force like yourself has more important things to do. If you want to bother with it, though, knock yourself out. The terminals in the warehouse have the manifest, and the crates are nearby. I'd help you check, but I have real work to do. Oh, and don't mind the Orions. They're subcontractors working for me. Lots of willing hands to help, if you know what I mean.
I'll do that.
Teammate, report to the loading docks.
This crate is supposed to contain construction supplies, but it's empty. This isn't dilithium ore. These manifests are completely wrong.
Teammate, report to the loading docks. Team leader, report to briefing room 6.
Captain, the manifest says this crate is supposed to contain industrial energy cells, but all I see are some self-sealing stem bolts. According to the manifest, this is supposed to be a 3-month supply of supplies for the science teams working at the Atli, but half of these boxes are empty. Old uniforms? Why would anyone keep these in a box marked River Pig Chow? Who made these manifests? This isn't entertainment supplies, it's scrap hull plating from old shuttles.
So, you checked the manifests? And the crates? And they don't match up. I knew I should have gone with you. Then I could have explained that the more valuable supplies are in a secure storage unit. You can't be too careful, you know. Someone might be trying to steal something. Here, let me open the secure area for you. It's at the far end of the warehouse.
For your sake, I hope you're telling the truth.
Safety here must be warned at all times.
Couldn't just leave well enough alone, could you? I should have known. Your type are all meddlers. Now you've gone and upset my Herodian friends, and they want to have a discussion with you. Enjoy!
It looks like Madran escaped through a secret passage. He's probably on his way to a shuttle right now. We have to stop him.
I had no choice! The Talsiar is controlling my family! Well, they have my assets, and Latin is like them. Please, please, have mercy on a humble businessman!
Madran was working with the Syndicate and the Talshiar? I'm glad you were able to handle the situation, but it shouldn't have gotten so far out of hand in the first place. Obviously, we're going to have to keep a much closer eye on anyone we invite into our colony.
I've received another recording, and I think it's connected to the prior Talshiar one. I'd like for you to follow up and track down any information related to it.
Begin message playback. I have to hope you found my other gift. If you are willing, I have more to show you. Go to the pass in the mountains above the staging area. There you will find a shuttle. Use these access codes to view surveillance footage. End of message playback.
As loud as a Klingon. Our top priority. This planet smells. It must be the Klingons.
Your continued resistance is forcing me to take direct action.
Defend the array!
This is regrettable, but your deaths will pave the way to a new Romulan star empire. One controlled by the Tal Shiar.
Defending the array is our top priority.
This appears to be a subspace scattering device. It is somewhat reminiscent of Romulan cloaking technology. This device could account for the fact that this base hasn't shown up on long-range sensors. The codes work. You should have access to the shuttle's recording systems.
Search the areas for intruders. They can't
I
be far.
visited Datan for the third and final time, Commander. He still worships the Vulcan's memory. He will not see reason. He is only one man, however. If misfortune were to befall him, perhaps his replacement would be more accommodating.
I have no interest in making martyrs, Sub-Commander. Attacking Datan directly would be yet another distraction from the real issues on this world. In this case, some assistance may be required. You understand the situation. Datan and his people are trapped. I need you to show them the error of their ways.
I don't need someone like you to explain things. Do you remember our agreement?
Continue to assist us, and you'll have your pick of the hunting grounds.
Will be well rewarded
The
for your
best
assistance.
and most powerful trophies will be yours.
I expect something better than that grunting beast by the river.
Of course.
It is done. Starfleet and the Klingons will be our prey. Once they are gone, Datan and his followers will be yours to command.
Defending the array is our top priority.
Amazing. How do you think the person helping us got access to Tal Shiar's shuttle codes? Shall we submit this recording to headquarters as well? Interesting. We can't let the Tal Shiar get ahead of us when it comes to unearthing the mysteries of New Romulus. Keep me informed if anything else comes up.
We've received another anonymous message. This time, it's about something going on in one of the old cave systems. Check it out. and report back to me personally. As always, this information is classified.
Begin message playback. The Tal Shiar aren't our biggest problem. As you've probably seen, Tholians have an interest in this planet too. Go to the cave entrance in the small crater in the forest. Find a Tholian console. Use these codes. They have to work. They have to. In message playback.
I'm very glad you could take time to assist us. We've been having some strange occurrences lately. Noises we can't identify are being heard deep in the caves, and our supplies keep disappearing. One of my scientists volunteered to investigate, and he hasn't returned. Would you be willing to look for him? Any scans you could take when you're in the caves would also be very helpful.
Yes, we will look for him.
I managed to clear up some of the interference. I am detecting Tholian life signs ahead of your coordinates. Please proceed with caution.
The Tholians seem to be gathering information on the Duan ruins. They appear to be especially interested in the relationship between the Duans and the Iconians. The Tholians seem to be collecting extensive data about Duan technology. They seem to be particularly interested in artifacts related to gateway technology. Captain, the Tholians have several flora samples in quarantine. They may be attempting small experiments to see if the planet could be made habitable for them without environmental suits. Of course, if the planet is habitable for Tholians, it will be uninhabitable for humanoids. The Tholians have noted similarities between the Nakaran portals and some of the lost technology here. It seems that the Duans have fragmentary records about a starfaring race that visited them and walked out of portals too. So why did the Iconians leave? Maybe something forced them to. That could be useful information. These Tholian access codes look like they'll give us a tunnel directly into their main system logs. Accessing now. They work! Are you ready to view the logs? that mean the Tholian's attack on the vault is nothing more than a distraction? Also, why are these artifacts so important? Preparing to submit the recording to command now, sir. Keep this information confidential. Obviously, there's a lot going on with the history of this world, far beyond our own arrival. We need to discover its secrets before the Tal Shiar does. Keep exploring. We have multiple teams looking into these issues, but so far you've developed our best intelligence. Greetings! Datan has formally requested your presence at one of his research facilities in the city of New Romulus. Please report immediately. Thank you.
I'm grateful for all you've done for our colony. We wouldn't be as far along as we are without your assistance. That's why I wanted you here today, to hear for yourself some of what we found. Doctor?
What we found in our archaeological surveys is that the planet was populated long before our people arrived after the Sundering. We've discovered multiple ruins from that time period that correspond to the few historical records we still have. Most of our data from that era was lost with the homeworld.
And the sword?
I'm ready to confirm that the blade found at the battle site is the sword of the Raptor Star. We don't have a visual record of the sword, but the one we have matches written accounts, and a quantum analysis shows signs of masterwork. Something like this could have only been made by Saharian.
We were right to come here. The sword will become a symbol of our reborn civilization. You were saying there was an earlier culture. What do you know about them?
The oldest ruins we found are approximately 150,000 years old, but I suspect that there may be some even older, based on preliminary findings that are still being analyzed. These people were quite advanced. While the oldest ruins show a culture that was defined by its devotion to a series of deities, later they developed technology, art, even spaceflight. Roughly 150,000 years ago, however, there was some sort of worldwide seismic event. Every volcano on the planet erupted, presumably blocking out the sun. Ambient temperatures dropped dramatically. The radiation count spiked. We're still repairing that damage. The survivors of this cataclysm retreated to caves in the warmest areas of the planet, but they died out soon afterward.
And what caused this event?
We're still working on that. We have found a new site deep underground near an active volcano, but there are massive power spikes unrelated to the magma flow. If there is a source of the seismic instability, it should be there. We would have to send down a team to investigate, though, and it is quite dangerous. I wouldn't send anyone down without an environmental suit. I could go myself, but...
I'm not ready to authorize you to do that, Doctor. Our people have too few scientists left. You and your crew are better equipped and trained for something like this. I know I'm asking a great deal, especially after all the help you've given us already. But your being here shows that my people and yours don't have to be adversaries. Not anymore. Not all Romulans think cooperation like this is possible. I do. Are you willing to see it through to the end?
Looks like it's up to us, sir, and we should prepare a full away team for this assignment. I also should note that we've been given permission to view the security footage from that presentation. Just return to this location and ask one of the security officers. Shall we file a report on these findings?
New readings have been detected in the underground ruins on New Romulus. We need you to clear a path to the lowest levels and then signal us, so that Titan and our scientists can investigate.
Captain, these ruins are ancient. By the markings, this area would have been built around the same time of the Sundering, but the lower levels appear to be much older. I recommend that we investigate deeper and see if we can learn more about the structure and its purpose. We'll need to be careful, though. There is no telling what's down there. These ruins are unusually well preserved, sir. There's not even any dust. They must have been completely sealed until recent seismic activity opened them again. am detecting high levels of toxic gases as well as extreme heat ahead. Environmental suits will be required to go further. There appears to be a geological instability here. However, I believe that the rock will continue to hold unless exposed to extreme pressure. Detecting Tholian life signs up ahead, sir. This instability looks pretty serious. We should send a geology team down here. This appears to be an ancient power plant, probably the very one that caused the geological instabilities that plagued this planet. It looks like the Dolians are trying to restart it. If they do, the effects on the colony would be devastating. We need to stop them. This console appears to be damaged beyond repair. We may be able to salvage some components from it, but that's about it. This console appears to hold records dating back hundreds of thousands of years, but it is significantly damaged and very fragile. We will have to send a team to recover it. With this Iconian gate and its controllers, we can garner more information about the Iconian network and its functions. Understanding the power requirements of the gate will also help us to work out the limits of its capacity. Although there were significant instabilities in this rock, it appears to have been artificially stabilized. Although this statue is Duan, it shows a heavy Iconian influence. Something went wrong during the power plant shutdown sequence. We appear to have initiated a cascading overload. I think I can deal with it remotely, but it will take some time. Until then, you will have to shut down the power between the 4 relays as it increases. If you can keep at least 2 relays functioning, we'll be able to handle the power escalation. If we only have 1 relay, I don't know if we'll be able to stop the overload. Captain, we've collected all the data down here we can. Now the Romulan teams can get to work analyzing this to determine exactly what's down here and how we can adapt it to their use. The power planet is massive. If it's safe to use, it should provide almost unlimited amounts of geothermal energy for the entire planet. We won't be able to use it right away though. As long as the Tholians are here, it won't be safe to have anyone down here. Are you ready to return to the surface?
I received your signal. Thank you for calling us down. I knew we could count on you.
Sir, I think I found some kind of log or recording.
Can you activate it?
I'm not sure. It has some iconography similar to artifacts found in the Isha Forest Cave. This symbol in particular looks... Is that...
An Iconian gateway? Yes, I believe it is.
Starting. Those look like the same creatures we saw with the Iconian. It looks like they've hooked some kind of machinery up to the gateway. I think they're trying to power the gateway.
How old are those recordings?
This can't be right. The first one seems to be 200,000 years old. The second one was recorded 50,000 years after that. And were those things Iconians?
We have a lot of research to do before any of those questions can be answered. This gate is clearly inoperable. Do you believe it could be reactivated?
With time, yes, I believe so. By the elements! Do you know what this means?
It means we have a chance to learn about one of the galaxy's most feared and ancient races. We couldn't have done any of this without you. As amazing as this discovery is, it pales in comparison to what you've done for me and my people. I could never fully or properly express my gratitude for everything you've accomplished since coming to New Romulus. Because of you, the Romulans and Remans truly have a chance at starting a new life. You've helped secure our new home and given us a fighting chance at survival. There are no words that will ever fully express my gratitude. Information discovered from researching this gate will be shared, of course. Some people would be opposed to the releasing of secrets such as these. But time and time again, you have proven that we can all work together for a brighter future and for a better Romulus. I thank you.
You have acted with great honor and courage. You continue to bring the Romulans and the Remans closer into the mighty Klingon Empire. In order to properly recognize your hard work and excellent service, I have ordered a shipment of materials which will allow you to acquire some much-deserved new equipment. I look forward to your next report. Qapla'. Thank you. Now we know more about the area. It will be difficult to push the Tholians out, but now that we know that they are down there, we can be more careful. Also, we know what they're looking for. Artifacts from the previous civilizations. If they're useful to the Tholians, they'll be useful for us. All we have to do is find them first.